Alrighty, guys, welcome to the next episode of the PC Pod. Today we have some very special guests on. We have Trader Jared and his daughter, PB and Banana. Thank you guys for joining the pod. Super important to me. These guys were such a huge help and made ProfitCon as good as it was. They were our kind of home base there in Nashville. So if you guys came to ProfitCon, you definitely saw them. Everyone saw Jared, that's for sure. But anywho, he's repping the PC merch. Got the Moo hat on.
Yeah, man.
I don't even have a Moo hat, man. I'm feeling a little left out.
Well, you better holler at them, dude. Thanks for having us on the podcast for sure.
Yeah.
I'm definitely thrilled. So,
That's
thank.
awesome, man. I'm glad I was able to. I know you guys. I know you're super busy. I was glad that I was able to take 30 minutes out of your day and ask you guys some questions. But I guess talk to me. So you are in seventh grade, right? And you started trading. Jared, when did you get into trading?
It was when we made that custodial account video.
Yep.
That's really that date
Let me
because
see when I posted that video. It was posted not too long ago. That was, do you know like a rough month? So like you've been trading for, I think it was like August. It was like right before ProfitCon, right? Would you say?
yep.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, just before ProfitCon, which was late September, you've probably been trading for 3 or 4 months now. Has trading impacted what you've wanted to do as a career, your goals in life? I guess talk to me there.
It definitely has. I used to want to be a veterinarian, but I kind of, when I started trading, decided to put more work into that instead
Mhm.
of what I want. That changed my whole perspective of what I wanted to be.
Yeah.
And now I want to be a day trader like you, so I
Yep.
can kind of have be able to do work in an hour or so and be able to do other things on the side. And I've always kind of wanted to get into photography, so I feel like I could also do that while trading in the mornings and
Yes. Yes, you
get
can.
more into things that I would enjoy as well as being able to trade stocks as I
Yeah.
enjoy.
That's cool. So, Jared, how does it make you feel that she kind of wants to follow in your footsteps into like what you really want to do? Obviously, you don't want to like force anything, but she came up to you, right? Wanted to learn trading, right? Is that
Yeah,
right?
pretty much. That's how it happened, man. Let me tell you. So I think she just got used to watching me going through my charts in the evening because it was like an addiction when I found you guys, and I was just like grinding. I got a PC and I got it set up in the corner, and
Yeah.
like I studying and studying, and then she started seeing these little green tickets come out with some numbers on it, and saying, "What's that?" And like, that's money right there. That's profits that
Yeah.
we just, and I think that just really enthralled her with just the whole deal of being able to do something on a computer and make thousands of dollars. Like, we have watched you make thousands of
Yeah.
dollars. And it just hypes me up just thinking about that. Like, my turn is coming next, her turn is coming, and like it's
The
oh
next
it
generation of
makes me
trader
proud.
for sure.
Yeah. So I am so honored that she's trying to follow in my footsteps. I want her to do her own thing, but if this is the financial vehicle that she has to be able to support the things that she wants to do, to go to the places she wants to go, or even go to the college that she wants to, she could actually learn how to afford. She can afford that herself
Yeah.
by learning this financial freedom.
That's exactly why I love teaching it, is because well, you might not be like all in like, me and your dad, you can still do like you can still trade, be very proficient at trading, and most times most of your income comes from trading, but it can fuel other passions and businesses. Obviously, I have the education space. I'm sure your dad will always have a crew of guys doing something, making extra money there, or real estate investing. But the great thing about trading is you don't have to sit down all day. You can do this, have it be that financial vehicle, like your dad said, but be able to pursue other passions on top of that. So that's cool to hear. We have some people on the team already that are huge photography guys, so we can surely help you start your own business there. So what would you say? Have you guys like told many people that you guys are both like father daughter trading duo? Because I've never seen it. I've never seen that happen. I don't know if it's ever happened. So what are like? Do you tell people? Do you guys get some crazy reactions? What do people say to that?
Well, I mean, we definitely tell some people it's not, I mean, we wear PC
Yeah,
merch as often as we can just to get y'all's name
That's
out there.
that's how I get conversations started. People ask me about the merch, and I'm like, well, it's a part me and my dad go in together and trade with this awesome family of people that trade in the stock market. And
Yeah,
it's
teachers are
a
always
lot of
asking her, who's profit
conversation.
chasers? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
It's
off.
fine. They're always like, "What profits have you made so far or recently?" And
yeah.
I tell them and I show them the pictures.
Oh my goodness, that's gonna be cool. That's gonna be so. I don't know, demeaning as a teacher. Like this girl that's in your class is like actually making money. Like I don't know, it's just funny because 100% what you're teaching them is not really what they're interested in learning because they're making money elsewhere.
Yeah.
Um, but that's cool. That would you say they support trading? They support your passion, or are they more like hush hush? You shouldn't be looking into that. You should be pursuing that, spending time doing that. How
They
have you found?
they are
Okay.
pretty supportive. Like I can walk up to like my science teacher and be like, I think I'm gonna make this trade. Can I be on my phone? And he's like, sure. Just get your work done. And I normally get my work done early in most of my classes. So I
Yep.
have the time in the day to do the trading, and it's just amazing how they see it as an opportunity for me, and they like to let me do my own thing as well as finishing my work. And
She's a straight A student too, by the way. It's not like she gets C's and like
Right, because
she.
if she was getting that, I highly doubt any trade or any teacher would be like, "Oh, sure," like you know what I mean.
Oh,
I'm
I wouldn't allow that myself as a
yeah,
parent. I mean, like that's just that's what I'm trying to do for her because she's doing such an amazing job at learning the things she has to, bringing home good grades, doing the beta club and stuff like that. This is something that I want to be able to do for her to where
yeah.
she's proud of that for herself.
and honestly, the funniest and coolest reactions is when other students hear me talking about it and they're like, "What is that? What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
It's funny because they always have different reactions.
Like, what are some of them? Like,
Well, some of them, I used to sit at this table with a bunch of girls, and they were good at their work and stuff. And I seen the trades of the day, and then I was starting to look on like Thinkorswim to search them up and see what they were after Dagan released the daily watch list.
Going through the watch list at 9 a.m. Just
And what is that? And what are you doing? And I was like, I'm just looking in the stock market for today because they released what the daily stocks were. And they're like, what are stocks in the stock market? And I
right
went
over
to
their head.
conversation. I think I lost all of them halfway through me talking.
Oh my goodness. So, what
It's
was like? Are they? I mean, obviously, because I highly doubt anyone you've talked to has any clue in the slightest. Like, oh, day trading, yeah, momentum day trading, sure. Are they like? So when you make a trade, when you make some money, are they like, this girl's weird, man, or are they like that is so cool? Like I want to learn. Like how would you say like the reactions are when you actually execute the trade when you're done with that?
it's different. It's always
Yeah,
different. All my closer friends that have like explained and they actually listened are like, that's awesome. Can't wait to hear about the next one. And then there's just the random kids that hear people talking about after I get done talking about it and like spread it. And they're like, she's weird. But then they'd come up to me and ask me about it, and I'd tell them about it, and then they'd be like, "That's pretty cool for you to be doing already and
Yeah.
knowing what you want to do."
It's not
And
pretty cool. It's incredible. Just so you know, it's awesome. It's super cool. I think
but
it's really cool.
Your teachers that should really
yeah,
tell you what to think about it.
but of course, there's always the people that are always going to put you down and be the haters
Yeah,
that, like Dad has always told me, you have to have haters to make it.
yeah,
So I
you
had
do.
those haters, and they're just like, she's so weird. Why would she be doing that when she can get a career in school? And
I,
then I tell them that there is a way I can get it in school as well.
yeah.
It's it's amazing.
You got to understand that kids your age were programmed by either their parents or by the, education system that you shouldn't be doing things like this. You shouldn't be looking to make outside sources of income, extra income, especially in seventh grade. I mean, you're not old enough to actually even get a job, right? Like you have to be 14, I believe, in New York. It's in Tennessee. So you're legally not even old enough to get an actual job, but you're making money. And that's not what society wants. That's not what your teachers are going to probably want. Even though you sound like you got some pretty cool teachers, a majority of teachers are going to, especially in college, are going to advocate against it. So you're going to find when you're going through this journey that probably majority of people are actually going to be like, that girl's weird. That's stupid. Like just go get a normal job. And that's exactly what the people you shouldn't be listening to. Because those are the people that are going to be stuck in that cubicle job, hating life, stuck doing something that they have zero fulfillment in, not pursuing their passions. So just
Okay.
know as you go on, those are the people you're going to want to understand. Okay, they probably shouldn't be in my life, and not like, oh, they're not into day trading, get out. You know what I mean? Like, but if they're trying to push you down on something that you're making money on and that you enjoy, and it's a healthy habit, and they're doubting you or they're hating on it, those are not people you should have in your life. Just period.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've had to get a few people out of my life because they were doing that and they didn't understand what they were doing. So I had to
Yeah.
like explain everything. And then they're like, I can do something different. And I was like, no, you
Yeah.
kind of showed your true colors there with that. And
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
It's
Dude,
unfortunate, but I had it happen to me.
the
What's
seventh
that?
the seventh grader talking to us about true colors.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's
That's
it baffles me. Everything that she does is just above and beyond, and that's why I'm super excited about this. I'm more excited to see how far she goes than me.
oh,
But
me too.
if I get I mean, for real though, dude, if I get out of the construction field, great. If not, if I'm working construction when I'm 55, that's fine. But if she's doing the things that I know that she can do, like it's all worth it. It's all worth it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's a huge milestone not just for you guys and your family, but our education platform. You see, because your success is not just yours and your family's success, that's our success as well. Because what's going to happen is if we can educate, which it's going to be a very minute amount of 12-year-olds that are going to find passion in this or are going to want to pursue it, it's still a um, area we can tap into. We can tap into these middle schools, these high schools, and say, hey guys, this is an option, an education route, a career route, so you desire. And the coolest parts about it is I think you're going to find success rate in traders go up immensely when they're learning in middle school and high school for multiple reasons. The younger you are, generally, the quicker you pick up on things, instruments, language, education. But also, you now have an opportunity to take some risks, and you don't have. I don't know if I'm going to assume your dad doesn't charge you rent. I'm going to assume your dad doesn't charge you part of the grocery bill. So you don't have these massive amounts of bills you need to pay for several years, for until you get a car and whatnot. So you have a lot of years to open yourself up to some risk, try something new, and see if it works out. And by the time you're 18 and can open your own individual margin account, put it this way, by the time you turn 18, you're going to have more trading experience than I currently have now. I've been trading I'm going on later 2023 will be my 5th year of trading, and by the time you're 18, you'll have 6 years under your belt. So pretty cool, and you're just getting out of high school, which is awesome. But
If her account grows larger than mine, then we might start talking about rent and groceries.
yeah, I mean, there's been times, right, where you locked in, and she's like, Dad, I think there's more opportunity here, and she held on and ended up squeezing some more profit out, right?
Yeah, dude.
And if you do end up in middle and high schools, which I think you will, there's always going to be the few kids that are going to get into the class just to try to get better at anything. And then they'll end up thinking it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Because I kind of joined after watching Dad do it for a while, thinking that this could be fun and a hobby. But then I quickly learned it can be more than a hobby. It can be a whole career, and it can be a big future and everything that I need and want in my future.
Yeah. Time freedom, location freedom, money freedom. Comes with all of it. Between the 3 types of freedoms, location, time, and money, I probably say time, to be able to do the things I love, the people I love, to have more time with my family, to have the opportunity to, after 10 a.m., maybe after 11 when I'm done with a group lesson, to be able to step out of my office and to watch my son, to be able to read more and devote more time to, God, my friends, to be able to at 3 p.m. go out and maybe get lunch with my pastor or something like that, or my dad. That's huge. Today I took like a 2 or 3 hour lunch. I went and I did go to the bank and some things, but went and worked out, went to get food with my dad, and there's just things that I couldn't have done had I worked 9 to 5, maybe on the weekends. But I don't want to live for the weekends, right? I want to live for the weekdays and the weekends, for every day. And that was one of the worst parts.
I want to be able to have to schedule my days because I've got so much time. See, right now I've got work and then coming home and then dealing with family related things. Yep. And that's it. I want to be able to have the time to schedule time. Like
yep.
That's what I'm looking for out of this.
Yep.
So yeah, you're right. It's time. Time is what is most precious.
Yep. If I had the option to day trade for an hour a day, 30 minutes a day, and make $100,000 a year, I would rather do that than sit at my desk from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. and make $500,000 a year. I really would. To me, it's not I get, the flashy stuff is great, and that's going to come with it, because if you can make 1%, I'll tell you right now, if you can make 1% on $10, you can make 1% on 100, on 1,000, on 100,000, on $1 million. Okay, it's all about scaling, and that's where I'm at now. Is how can I properly scale and be emotionless trading with $500,000, with $1 million, because really it's all just about numbers and percents. So the money is going to be cool, but as long as you're using the money, in my opinion, for good and for helping others and for pursuing your passion, I think it's great. I think a lot of people get this mix up on trading as far as, I'm going to get a Lambo in a year, and I'm going to get this massive house. Well, yeah, that's great. I am moving into a very nice home that's got more bedrooms than I can count in next year. But at the same time, I'm doing it so I can host events, so I can help others, so others can move in with me if they need. So I think a lot of traders get into the space because the ads are always flash, 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 money, money, money. But really, they don't often talk about time to do the things you love, time to hang out with your friends, time to pursue passions. And that's really why, we've decided to not go full flash route, because we're trying to put a different picture of trading. I don't know about you guys, but for me, I would rather make less and have way more time to do what I want.
Yeah. That's something most people I don't think about.
No.
Time, family, they just kind of think about what I just almost say is greed and want the car, want the everything,
Yep.
but not think about the bigger pictures.
Absolutely. So yeah, I mean, I trade for an hour a day. I do, but your dad can testify to that. I really do. Maybe 30 minutes sometimes. And at the
10 minutes in pre-market. Sometimes.
Oh my gosh. That was crazy. I could have been done. I logged on at, I think, 9:12, and it already hit my scanner. Like I already was late to it. Like if I logged at 9:07, I probably would have been in on it. and it was a 3-minute trade from 550. It squeezed up from 550 to 634 in 3 minutes. I timed it. I could have been done, maybe planning the trade and executing the trade, 5 minutes of work, which is wild. Not every day that happens. I wish, but it's just so funny that just the timing. I just logged in. I'm like, oh, hi, sell. I'm done. Like, practically, there are some days that are like that. But I decided to stick around, see if there's anything else. But it's just funny to me. The time freedom or the location freedom is great. I mean, at the vlog, I was able to trade on some crummy Wi-Fi in Mexico. I was still able to trade. So the time thing or the location thing is great. I love travel. But yeah,
Technology's only going to get better, dude. So Wi-Fi will get better.
Exactly. I gotta get that Neuralink. I got the Elon Musk. Jared, how about you? Have you gotten like from colleagues, friends, family? What has been kind of the reactions on your end?
Well, to be honest with you, a lot of the people that I work with, like I definitely boast that Annabelle is doing this with me, and we're in this together, and they're super happy for us. Like they're just like, oh, how's she doing, and how are y'all doing? And that's awesome. And then, I definitely, and this is just comes with social media, but posting things on social media, you definitely get the negative people that are just like, why are you not spending different kinds of time with your daughter? Like you're teaching her how to gamble, and like we all know, like the ones those of us that know how to trade knows that it's not gambling unless you make it gambling.
Absolutely.
And that's really where it comes in. We are focused on doing us and growing as quick as possible so we can get in that profit chaser office and have our own space where we can like actually start making differences. So that's what we're focused on. We don't care about the reactions that we get, because we're gonna get some really good reactions later on.
Yep, those same people will come around wondering how you're so lucky at gambling in a few years, and say, I don't know. I guess I just have a lucky coin toss, lucky slots, whatever. When I first started trading, those people that scream the gamble, that scream this, scream that, are the same ones that after they saw the success I was having, these guys screaming the gamble word ended up being quite gamblers themselves, asking how can I know more? How can I learn? And a lot of them, some of our best traders, I'll admit, some of our best traders were haters turned friends. It's crazy. I mean, yeah, obviously you know the story of Dagan and I, but there was a lot of traders, I'm not going to name their names, but at one time they were like, commenting on our post, big time haters, and now they're part of our group. And that's not me to boast and to bring them down, but it's just to see that I think the trading space has so much negative connotation to it due to a lot of marketing that blows up certain channels. That's really the goal with the PC team here, is to be as transparent as possible, to show the real sides of trading. And because our goal here is to actually get you to your goals of being able to trade, not to rake in a big paycheck. So I think that's honestly, dude, where a lot of it comes from, the gambling word, but the G word.
Man, I'll tell you, that's what attracts me so much to the profit chasers, is that y'all are so transparent. I have never witnessed anything that I have even considered to be sketchy on your Discord or anything that related, subject. There's different Discords that they've got delays, or they only give certain call outs, or they only do certain things on certain days. And that's, to me, that's not exactly transparent. That's only giving people part of the action, and Profit Chasers gives you all of the action. If you're in, they're in with you. And it's really awesome that we found y'all. I couldn't imagine how worse off I would have been if I would have started with a different trading group.
Yeah, likewise. I don't know where we would have been, because a lot of our company structure, I don't know, if you know, but a lot of it was based off of the experience I had with your dad, of the need for one-on-one lessons, the need to go, past 5 p.m., the want for more information, and the close-knit group and transparency. So a lot of our growth and success, actually, we could attest to your dad. I don't know if you know this, but your dad was the first one-on-one lesson outside of my friends or people that I know that I actually did. He reached out to me just through Discord. He joined our Discord over a year ago, and he said, "Hey man, can I get a one-on-one lesson?" And I'm like, I don't know, I don't really know what he wants, and I'm not going to charge him. So sure, it was like 8 p.m. on a Friday night. I'm in the kitty corner of this old office, and he's asking me to review Harley Davidson stock and stuff like that. It's yeah, Ford, Harley Davidson. I mean, it was just, and then just through the passion through that one-on-one lesson is really what helped build that side of our company, which is a huge hit for us. So yeah, it's pretty neat.
It's a
Neat
big
story
part
there.
of it for me too. Like because I don't like taking a whole lot of y'all's time because there are so many of the members in our Discord. So the one-on-ones definitely give me the opportunity to ask the questions that I truly care about and I
Yep.
really need help with. So it's always appreciated for sure.
That's awesome. So Dagan's doing his job.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Maybe
Okay.
maybe I can get Noah in there one day and I'll give you a review on him too. But
Okay.
I've only Dagan.
Dagan and Corey and Noah does do some. So I honestly, man, you're one of our more successful traders. Also, it's okay if you had a red month. You just started. I had a few red years before I was green.
She's
But
100% green, dude. She's not had a red trade yet.
wait, really?
Yeah. And she's up 20%.
Oh my goodness. If you guys could send me that, I would love to share that. That is insane.
Yeah. I'm not too familiar with the Thinkorswim like mobile app. But yeah, she's only made green trades and let's see, she started with 500 and she's at like 625 or something like that right
Oh
now.
my gosh. Okay, all you have to do is just log on the TD Ameritrade website, because you have to go on the website and then just go to the broker statements and you can see the growth right there.
Okay.
That's, oh my gosh, that's so sick. I didn't know that. I
Yeah.
did not know that. So how's it make you feel, man? She's creeping up on you, dude. She really
Oh,
is.
that's what I'm saying, dude. Like I might have to start charging her rent when
Yeah, girl, I had a red month this month. Pay up,
I mean, I'm so proud, Jason.
You're one of our best traders in our group, and that because I'm close to you. That's why I know that. And you've been killing it. You had a great month last month, even with a shaky start. You pulled out really green. What has led to your success in our group in learning how to trade? Because I remember when you just had a $1,500 portfolio in Webull, right? And then from where you were then, less than a year ago, to where you're at now, what has been the leading factor of your success in our group?
Your group, Profit Chasers, all of the resources that you have. I honestly, I am. When I became serious about trading was when I purchased your Profit Chasers Academy Pro course. And dude, I flew through that thing as fast as I could
I
because
remember.
I mean, I'm telling you, I was ready. I was like, dude, I'm halfway through it. I'll have the other half done tomorrow, and I
Yeah.
did. And I went back through it again, and it's just going back through those videos and reiterating the things that I already know, but just like a reassurance.
Yep.
Dude, that's a huge part of it, is being able to go back and know that the things that I think are supposed to be going on in my head are the things that y'all are teaching. So that's me picking up on the knowledge that y'all are giving to us. That's what I think is the biggest part. I also think that I'm very dedicated when it comes to things that I really want to get accomplished, and I really want to get out of the construction field, bro. So I'm
Yeah.
extremely passionate about that. And you give me 110%. So I try to give you 110% every time that we're like collaborating or you're teaching me and
Mhm.
or I'm just coming to you with a problem. I always try to be as open as I can be. So because that's the biggest thing for me. I want to have my time back for my family.
Yeah.
So but like I said, your pro course that's been the benefactor for me, and just having access to you and Dagan and Noah and Corey. I mean, it's the group lessons are awesome too.
Yeah, I appreciate. I could tell you go back and you watch those, even when I throw them in the archives. So I really do appreciate that, because knowing that you're watching them, that because even though I know you tune into them, but you can't see my screen all the time. So being able to go back and rewatch them, when you're home, it motivates me to keep making them for guys like you because every single one is going to give you a little bit more information, and even if it just makes you 1% better of a trader, at the end of the year you're gonna be a much better trader than you were. In fact, if you do 1% a day compounded, you're gonna be 20 times better at the end of the
Yep.
year, which is pretty crazy. That's awesome.
Well,
So
part two to that, I feel like that's translating to Annabelle. When I was going through your course, she was sitting right here with me
yep,
watching
I
your
remember that.
stuff. And I mean, whether she was really picking it up or not, she was getting that information in front of her eyes. So she was exposed to it and she picked it up. So, I
Yep.
mean, there's still a long way to go for her, but I really feel as though the translation is going to be what she doesn't know. I can help her learn. And what I don't know, she's going to pick up on faster than me because, like you said, somehow they learn faster than we do.
Yeah, yeah, it is true. It is true, man. It is so true. That's cool. So, what would you say it is? And for just to cut real quick, for those who don't know, Anna won our lifetime giveaway. She had the best entry. That was, I think, back in August. I believe we threw that competition out, and she ended up being the one of the two that won. What would you say has been the hardest or most difficult part of learning for both of you? Anna, if you want to go first, and then Jared, you want to follow up?
Um, I think the hardest part is sometimes I get the words mixed up in my head. So I'll go back through the course and I'll be like, oh, I got that word and that word mixed up. Maybe
Yeah.
I should go back through it one more time to make sure I got that right. And it's also, I haven't learned not trading with my emotions some.
Mhm.
So I'll be like really nervous when I'm making a trade and I'm like shaking as I'm making the trade. And then I'm like, oh, I could have waited a little bit longer. It's still a green trade, but knowing that I could have made better profit waiting.
Yeah.
And I have started to learn to only lock in some profit,
Mhm.
and learning from mistakes is one of the biggest things that I have learned to help my challenges.
So
And
you're starting to average out, would you say? Like you're selling a little bit here, and then perfect. Your
yeah,
dad's really good at that. I-
Getting around
okay.
that PDT, bro.
Yeah,
One
yeah.
in, 50 out.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. That was not, I'll have you know, that was not a rule when I first started trading. It was one buy, one sell. And I can promise you that because I have video proof of me doing one buy and having a limit order. It was the same order, but I dragged that order down. Drug, I don't know. I dragged that order down. Is it dragged or drug? I'm terrible at English. I dragged that order down.
Drug was
Okay.
fast.
Yeah, okay. So, anyway, the order went down, regardless of what word it was, and it filled me at a different price, and it ended up costing me 2 trades. I'll never forget it. I was in college, I was pissed because it's the first time I got flagged. I got flagged a bunch more times. But they changed the flag rules too. You used to be able to get flagged, I think, 3 times a year or something like that. Now it's one flag, and if you get flagged again, you're out, right? So I used to purposely get flagged. I used to plan it out. Oh, if I get flagged in June, I'll get 3 trades back that week. So the next time I'll get flagged. Anywho, the things you do to get around PDT, man. Uh, but that's awesome. So the emotions part, and I will say, is that's gonna stick with you for. I mean, everyone's different. Everybody's different. Um, for probably it's all about how many trades you take in a year. Because if you take 10 more trades for the rest of the year, I'll say it'll take you at least a few years to get used to that. However, the more trades you take and the more comfortable you are in your strategy, in your entries, your exit, the more comfortable you are with yourself, the less you are going to be emotional, shaky, nervous. I used to still be like that. I used to, if I take a certain amount of position, maybe it's a over 300,000 or so. I get that feeling again. However, what's going to happen is as you build your account, as you get more repetition and more comfortable, and you look back like, hey, I can do this. Hey, my account's up double than what it was last year. Like, hey, I outperformed the stock market by 10 times. You're going to have all that much more faith in yourself, and that'll start to go away. So just know that's incredibly normal. I've never met a trader. Again, we have 70,000 kids in our Discord. I've never met anyone who right out the gate was not like that. Okay, it's just a part of it. And when you master it, you're going to be way more profitable. The second thing I'll say is yeah, it's good to have a plan, like average out. But one thing that did catch my eye is if I would have held longer, I would have made more money. Girl, you're going to be seeing that for the rest of your life. It's just a part of trading. So locking in profits and hitting your goal is not a terrible thing. Averaging out, yeah, you can squeeze a lot more profit out of your trade. And I get like, I'm a little bit green, like I'm out. Like that's, obviously something to work on, but just know that the thought of, man, I could have, if I held on for a little bit longer, could have made way more money. That you're going to think of that for the rest of your life. I think of it every single day. So
Since I have been starting making more trades, I also have been, when I'm actually selling, only doing partial if I think it's going to go back up again. And after looking over the charts and the patterns, I take partial profits instead of
okay.
taking full profits.
Yep, that's perfect. That's exactly what you should be doing. I was not a professional trader, a profitable trader until I learned the science of averaging out, because my winners, my losses were the exact same size. But as I averaged out, I started to make a lot more money.
So when we look at, we could have held on to it a little bit longer. I try to teach her to look at that as in it could have been a better executed trade instead of I could have made more money. Because another thing, and this is just even me preaching to the people that I work with when they hear me talking about it. If you follow your plan, or if you plan your trade and you trade your plan, money is the byproduct of a good, well thought out trade. So money should not even be a part of it. Shouldn't even worry about what your P&L is. You should be worrying about the percentage that you're shooting for and the percentage that you got to hit and get out in case so you don't lose, maximum amount of money. So we definitely try to stress that in the Lions household is that we're focused on percentages and not money, because that's the byproduct of what we're learning how to do.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
Dad has helped me get that better understanding too, because I'm still a newbie to trading,
Yeah,
100%. So
I would say
I
100%. You're up
well,
20. You're up 20%. Have had a red trade. Yeah.
I'm quite a bit new to trading, and like you said, listening to Dad, he's pretty much always right.
Yep.
I would say
Well,
that.
his advice is good. His advice is
Yeah,
good.
he wants the best for you, and that'll never change. Even there was a time, like I said, I got lunch with my dad, and I really needed his advice, but and it was on something that I thought I could beat myself, but he had exactly what I was looking for. He knows, he wants the best for me, so it'll never change with your dad. Well, that's just so cool. I can't believe we had the opportunity to do this. Glad I was able to get you guys on. Is there anything else that we might have missed that you guys want to talk about? Any cool things, stories of trading, maybe some trades, I don't know, any reactions you guys have gotten? I would like to start doing more of like a video series tracking your progress, because it's been more or less a bigger hit. I think that video has a few thousand views on it, of how to open a custodial account. So I know there's a lot of people that are excited to see your progress. There are some people that want to see you fail, but that's okay. We're going to show them your progress anyway. So I'd love to just start doing a video series with you guys. In fact, if you guys want to see that, the more likes we get in this video and this podcast, the more we'll rep. So that's something that I would like to do in the future. Just kind of track your progress. Understand that, hey, don't. This is not, yes, the spotlight's going to be on you a little bit, but it's okay to fail. It's okay to take a red trade. It's okay to learn. I took a lot longer than you're probably going to take in learning how to trade. It just affected the matter. But Anyway, you guys trade the teachable cues, right? Because it's a little bit slower and it's a little bit easier to trade on a phone usually.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
Well, to be honest with you, I like it just because of the leverage that it presents. I mean, if the NASDAQ runs 1%, it runs 3. So if
Yep.
you're looking for a 1% day, sometimes that's why I have 3% days, is because that's what I'm trading. As far as like for her, I just think that's something really good because they're just kind of opposites of each other. And obviously when one's going up, she can watch the opposite and watch how the reaction goes going
Yep.
down. And I just fluidity of learning because it's a pair, like learning how these two react to each other, and just getting a baseline of what it's like to be familiar with the stock and to be able to go. I mean, and it's great when they have these jump ups and jump downs during pre-market or the CPI data report. Like that's really made a whole lot of my money, is
Yeah.
just in these
Those
reports.
opportunities.
Yeah.
Because there's
So,
there's going to be an opportunity regardless of what the report says. Because one's going to dump and one's going to skyrocket.
yep. Yep, that's it. I mean, you're absolutely right on that.
Do
So
you catch on the momentum on the initial break of news, or do you play the reaction after kind of the stock starting to fade off that initial push?
I do the buy the hype, sell the news. So I start buying into my position a few days before the data report comes out, and then boom, that's when I sell it. As soon
Yep.
as it's because very rarely will it go up, hit that peak, and continue to climb. Usually, as soon as that data report comes out, it'll go up and hit a peak, and it'll consolidate and I usually, to be honest with you, I use the 10 and 15-minute time frames when it
Yep.
comes to the triple Qs, because it really takes a lot of the emotion out of that, because there are so many people trading that.
Yeah.
A really huge rule for me that I've kind of initiated on myself is, as long as we're above the 9 EMA on the 15-minute, I don't sell out.
Right.
Because there's been a lot of times when I'll be watching the 5-minute or the 1-minute, and things will just get emotional, go up and down and up and down, and it'll just make me want to get out of that trade. But then as soon as you click over the 15-minute, everything's above the
Right. The
9
trend.
EMA. Hadn't even tried to break down below it, so why am I even considering selling? So
Right. Yeah. No, the trend is your friend. It's a super liquid stock. I mean, there's so much volume going through that stock, so it's going to be a little choppy.
yeah.
But the overall trend is, really easy to identify. Um, well, cool guys. I really appreciate you guys coming on the podcast. I think we got some really awesome questions and stories. Is there anything you guys want to add before we wrap it up?
Thanks again for having us,
Yeah,
dude. Like,
thank you for having us. Like, it's awesome being on the PC pod and everything. It's real mind opening and mind boggling to me. And I know Dad was really excited to get me on with you.
This is gonna be the first of many. Okay,
that's
so
yeah,
we're
yeah.
excited. I did not know. I didn't really want to ask because I didn't because when you're a beginner, there's so much newness and it's very high odds to lose because you're so new to it. You don't understand proper risk management and setups and all those things that come with it. So I'm like, I don't know if I want to ask, but I felt the need to, and wow, I did not know. You're up 20 plus percent and so far 100% win rate. What was your biggest win so far?
Wasn't it like the 5% one?
We traded. Let me see. It wasn't. Yeah, it was the previous CPI
Yeah.
data report when it came out. The inflation was supposed to be 8.1 and it was only 7.8.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure that was the one I think she locked in $60 or $80.
Wow.
Yeah, it was.
Wow.
I mean, we were kind
Yeah.
of close to a full port trade, but like I said, she's a cash custodial account.
Yeah.
It's more like cash, so she doesn't have day trade. She just has monetary value in her
Yep.
account, so she can buy in as often as she wants and sell out as often as she wants. So I've kind of taught her into buying 2 or 3 here, buying 5 here, and then as you see it skyrocket and you're in the green, like something you've always told me, why not put more money into something that's making you money?
Yep.
So we'll work our way up to 3/4 of a portfolio into it and then sell it all.
Yeah,
So
no, definitely. And that's one thing that I think a lot of beginners get mistaken. If we were trading options, I would not say, hey, go in with three-fourths of your account in an options trade. You know what I mean? So, but the difference is when you're trading equities and ETFs and you have a small account, there's really not, there's, if you have a good strategy and you have good risk management, why not? I've always said that. I took that small account last December from, what did I start with, 1,500 or I think
yeah,
I think it started 1,500. I went to like 18,000 in like 90 days, and the reason was, I mean, I'll be honest, I was comfortable. Not only did I full port, but I used leverage too. So I mean, there was a little. I think a lot of guys, I got a little, not hate, but concern because they're not comfortable shooting leverage and triple E account size in one trade. So I think I might redo one with no leverage. Try that a little bit. But if you're comfortable in it and you're trading something that isn't moving like crazy volatile, and you're not trading options, I see. I don't see a problem with it. So I think you guys are killing it, up 20% or more than that. So she must have made more than 5%, man. If her account was like $500 and she made $80, she must have made almost like 10%.
yeah. I mean, it
So
was. I think it was one of the
Yes.
14% day. I was pretty. I mean, that was that $1,000 day I had. Same thing. So
insane, man. Well, if you guys want to learn how to make money before you get a job and make more money than your real time job, hit up PB and Banana on Discord. Phil and Tomcat, they're gonna help you guys out. Huge part of our community. We're gonna have this is just part one of many. You guys want to track her progress, check the winners and losers. So far, she hasn't typed in a losers chat, but it will happen eventually. I don't know, maybe. It hasn't happened yet, but it'll happen. It's okay. So if you want to keep track of her progress, just look out for PB and Banana. If you guys have any questions or want to get a hold of them on the relationship between trading, on how they're doing it, feel free to DM me. I can get you guys in contact with them. But other than that, guys, I appreciate you guys coming on the podcast. Appreciate you guys' time. We went a little bit overtime, went almost an hour. Really, that's cool. I didn't even feel like that.